Ow. Don't do that. I've got to leave a few seconds now and do it again.
Stop.
You have no hope.
You won't be invited back.
I couldn't resist.
This
Come
is your
on.
second and final episode.
Third, because that's when I was here in spirit.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Nerding Out, Geeking Out. I'm Luke.
I'm Greshan.
And I'm James.
Oh, and I'm Amy. Hi.
Forgot about her today. So,
Wait, we have a guest?
we have a guest. I know.
Repeat guest.
Who knows? Maybe this is the first guest we have and the audio doesn't completely balls up in the edit. Maybe.
We can hope.
Right now, we're
How
all
about
wishing for a bit
I
too much
test
there.
you a little bit by sitting back here? Okay,
Don't
I'm getting the
you
evils.
dare.
I'm getting the evils. I'll sit back.
Don't do it.
We even also intentionally tried to show our faces a bit more today because I've noticed that most episodes you can't actually see our mouths. So yes, hopefully that works. Smile. So we ended last episode with the conspiracy theories where we thought that the bloop was the one that might have been disproven over time based on the fact that it could have been dolphins, or we then listened to the actual bloop afterwards and we thought maybe they were just recording their own propeller on the submarine.
Yeah, hindsight, the moment we heard it, like, after the episode, it was just immediate. We were just like, yeah, that sounds like an unbalanced propeller.
So,
this is just engineers, really.
would you like to... actually, I'll tell you what, we should do a drum roll.
Well, now that's how you ruin your audio.
Yeah, it is.
This is also transparent.
Which one was it?
It's this geezer, the Umbrella Man.
Okay, and how was it disproven?
That's a good question. I've got to remind myself of his
We
name.
did have the Umbrella Man as a second.
Possible.
Yeah.
The second one, okay.
Because we
Yes, Louis Stephen Witt. So what happened with him is that he attended, I believe, the White House, and actually owned up to the fact he was like, "It's me, I'm the Umbrella Man," and I was just putting my umbrella up as sort of. It was a weird sort of protest.
Okay.
He didn't like.
It's very British.
Yeah. It
Was
was
he
very
British?
much like I put my umbrella up at you,
Was
sir.
he British?
Potentially.
Okay.
Look, I've done a
Potentially
lot
British
of
man.
research in between, so there's a lot of names flying around in this noggin.
And he
so-
didn't kill Kennedy.
No, I don't believe so. He just said, I put my umbrella up because it was my form of protest. He did not like the politics of the Kennedy family and some of the organisations they supported.
So although he didn't kill Kennedy in spirit, he was trying to... In Kennedy in body, he was trying to kill him in spirit,
I
basically.
mean, not gonna lie.
That's a motive.
That's a bit of a
If
stretch.
I was the fucking assassin, that's a great way to get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, hi
Yeah,
guys.
I was just doing a peaceful protest.
protesting. I was just being British about it, you know, pointing my umbrella at him. You know, this weird thing that nobody ever does. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that's a fun one.
Okay, so the Umbrella Man was the answer, and we are all dumb bitches, as always.
We were close. The Umbrella Man was, I think, the second one that we said was most
Yeah.
likely to have been debunked.
Yeah, it was.
So,
But moving on swiftly from that, so today's episode, we're going to be doing some more conspiracy theories, because it was good fun.
it was a very fun episode.
And hence our lovely guest has reappeared, and I believe you have a spinny wheel.
I do. I just want
which
to
you
preface...
have borrowed from my many props.
Yeah, I just want to preface, like, I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. It just seems
Oh,
to
you
be...
are now.
Apparently, I am now.
This is
Now
what
you
you
are.
shall be known as now.
Yeah.
One day, you'll be able to click on the GIF of you going aliens instead of the guy from the
Aliens.
History Channel. There we go.
So, yeah, I went ahead and came up with quite a few things. What I like to sometimes call it is like a history mystery, and
Yeah,
that sort of
history
sometimes coincides with a
mystery.
conspiracy theory, because we're not going to know everything that's happened throughout history, and so what some people like to do is fill in the blanks, and sometimes it's logical filling in, and sometimes it's just ridiculousness, and that's what I've got for you today.
Okay.
And
So-
sometimes it's on a giant slab of paper. Like,
Just a few pages.
Yes. How many pages do you have?
13.
13.
Holy.
Are they double
We're
sided?
not going. No,
Oh,
okay.
thankfully.
Oh my days! Imagine if they were. So, who's gonna spin the wheel?
Yeah, you all get to spin the wheel. Who wants to go first?
Go on.
Go
Go
on.
on.
You know you want
I'll
to.
spin the wheel.
I was gonna say it's great because
I've bought this
can't
wheel for
see.
my own videos, and I still haven't used it. So go on then.
That was a good roll. Good spin. I can't see
Satisfying
shit.
sound. I can't tell what it is. What's it?
Shakespeare.
Oh.
Okay, let me.
I mean, he was real.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Kind of.
Okay.
Do you want to move the wheel
The wheel.
out of the way so we can
Yes.
see everyone's lovely, lovely faces?
Yeah.
Not yours, Hers.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
So, the theory here is: did Shakespeare write his own plays?
Yes.
I really wanted to just go yes, leave it at that.
All right, then,
that's
we'll
my
back
end.
out.
I never knew there was a reason to
Yeah.
doubt it.
There is a theory that it wasn't, and he had a number of different people writing them.
ghostwriters.
Because he wrote so many in succession in such a dense period of time.
It was a bit more than that as well. It was also, I have a quote here somewhere that I've highlighted. The wide range of legal, classical, courtly, and scientific knowledge evident in the plays exceeds what a single grammar school educated playwright could muster.
Munster.
Monster. That's a bit rude.
Basically,
Was he
like
just
he
a
just
genius?
the sheer
Gonius.
volume.
Sorry,
I can't remember how many sonnets he wrote in his time.
Just
but
a few.
it's
Many.
Just a
over
few.
100.
Yeah.
And then also all the plays as well, and the sheer amount of detail that went to them, and the sheer amount of just, all of the gumph
I can
in
tell you
there.
exactly where he got it from. I've been watching the new show, the latest season of The Sandman on Netflix. Dream gave it him.
There we
Oh.
go.
Well, some of the names that are mentioned are Sir Francis Bacon,
Great name.
Edward de Vere, Christopher
Sounds
Marlowe,
French.
Mary Sidney, Roger Manners. I believe there was another name, Henry Neville. So quite a few different names.
Neville Longbottom.
I knew that was going to get you.
What is this rumpus?
So he was sort of in on it. He did some himself, but to help him fill the gaps and just get that sheer amount of out there because he was in such high demand.
Wait, so those are names of people that have supposedly.
Yes, yeah. So it's people who did, are famous for their own different literary publications, and then a lot of historians are sort of going, right, well, the writing style between this person and Shakespeare is quite similar, only in
Right.
this section though, or they'll go, oh, that this story really matches up to this person's life. So have they sort of mentioned it's Shakespeare and he's written about it, or have they written about their own life?
So there's two things coming to my mind, if I may.
No.
No.
Okay, that's well, I'll just
That's
sit down
it.
and say no. Let's move on, lads. So ghostwriters. Okay, that's a lot. I mean, what was that? Was there 5 names that you said?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Names.
Wow. Okay, six ghostwriters. I mean,
Can you take my hat off?
to
It's making my headphones fall off.
I'm just thinking to do that many plays, that many sonnets that kind of follow a very similar structure and are like kind of identical. That's quite difficult, I feel.
Because they all wrote real crap.
No, because you would imagine, okay, if they were actually if it was confirmed, there'd be a couple writings that definitely didn't quite match to some of Shakespeare's, because the first few would definitely have gone wrong.
Yes.
So either those writings never came out, and they just waited until they just got it spot on. I don't know.
Or maybe they did come out, but they're lost to history. People
Oh,
just
yeah,
went,
yeah, yeah.
burn it and
Lost to time. Well,
No, that never happened in
or they
history.
just didn't do well.
Burning books, no, then definitely not.
The other one where you said basically he just shouldn't have had that much knowledge because he was just a grammar school kid.
Oh, he's a smart man, yeah.
Smart
absolutely.
man, but I do feel once you get to a certain position, kind of in power or in society, I feel like information kind of you stop. There is a certain point where you stop going after information and information starts coming to you.
True.
And the thing is, I think once you get to a certain stature where you have, certain rich like benefactors or certain kind of, people who kind of want to invite you as guests to their parties and stuff like that, you just get free information.
When you're in the inner circle, you get talking to people. And
Yeah.
information just...
And the thing is, especially once you get to a point where you have a name, if you do just go up to kind of any kind of field expert who kind of knows you and you just happen to say, oh, I'm doing a piece and we have to be talking about this, give me a bit more detail, free information.
True.
I suppose at that time they might not have had to or wanted to put a note in, say, oh, I got this information from so.
Yeah. I was going to say they weren't really doing sources at the time, were they?
No.
I don't know. Those are the only two things that come to my mind.
Maybe their writers were all struggling, so they created like a group and then shared the funds as well,
Oh, yeah.
which is another possibility.
They've got to have a lot of, to let Shakespeare have all of the fame for it, though, is quite a big thing.
That is quite a big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take a massive hit.
Unless
to
that
your own
wasn't
career.
his real name.
True.
Sorry, what?
Well, maybe it wasn't his real name.
Yeah,
Oh,
know.
God.
Maybe that was a
Stage name.
Stage name.
Stage
Or
name.
Yeah.
You might have it later on, but there was, I remember a while ago that I just want to make sure you don't.
Yeah, so.
That that Shakespeare was a made up name for a group of women to produce a book to actually publish.
Yeah.
Because during that time it was very difficult, and people didn't necessarily believe that women knew what they were talking about at that time. So this was a way of them. This was the way of them getting their story out there, and the way of saying, "Well, we do actually know stuff."
Yeah.
But people,
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
we have some brain in here.
but
I'm not
during
saying
that
a
time, they
word.
just wouldn't. Like it was so difficult to publish a book.
Yes. Another thing here is that an article I got from the BBC recognises that collaboration was actually quite normal, and there was certain plays, the Two Noble Kinsmen, Henry VIII, they were co-written by playwrights like John Fletcher and Thomas Middleton. These names are just flying over my head, but it might mean something to someone else to hear those names pop up.
Maybe.
So it is with it, it realms a possibility for any of those things to happen.
I think the knowledge thing, to be honest, is not evidence towards it as well, because I know a lot of things about a lot of things after being an engineer for so
True.
long,
Yeah.
because I'm around people that know these things.
You just absorb.
I wouldn't
stuff.
say I'm an expert, but I could probably write a book about it, just as a fantasy.
Yeah, same here. Like, I've had a student turn to me before and goes, how do you know everything about everything? And I was like, I absolutely do not. But then when I thought about it,
You're just a
Yeah.
smart ass.
no.
No,
I can just, like, you can.
you know enough to get by.
Yeah.
And you know
And
enough.
that's what any adult needs, really. Just enough to get through their day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some people, obviously there's a lot of historians that argue against this theory entirely. But given that it's so long ago, there is still that mystery surrounding it and whether it's actually true or not.
And there's a fantastic BBC comedy called Upstart Crow with, is it David Mitchell as Shakespeare? And in it, quite often, he's got a friend who's a woman who works for him, who says things like, to be and not to be, that is the question. He goes, I'll write that one down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would if anyone likes this story, I'd recommend watching that. It's got a lot of things weaved in based on the idea that he didn't write everything as well. It's a very clever show.
Well, to be fair, I think there was a theory right at the beginning that some of his writings were based on. No, sorry, not based on. Sounded really similar to some other writers' stories. Well, to be fair, he could have just listen to kind of their story. And just
Plagiarise.
be like,
Not
oh,
even
that
that.
sounds interesting. Your life story sounds amazing.
Tell me more.
Tell me more whilst I make notes, you know.
What was that, to be or not? Oh, okay.
Now, whose life was he portraying in Midsummer's Night Dream? Because that was a wild ride.
Midsummer Night's Dream. I reckon he just found mushrooms one night in the woods.
Pretty likely.
Yeah.
Either he
Yeah.
did or he knows somebody who did, who told him a
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
And he went, that's a really good idea.
I thought there's a real donkey called Puck that can talk to people. Do not do that again. That was awful. Are we ready for another spin? You look like you're itching to
I'm
spin
itching
again.
to get off of talking about Shakespeare. It's bringing me back to GCSEs and A levels, and I'm getting PTSD flashbacks.
There you go. Greshan.
Right, Greshan,
Greshan
your turn.
Bobeshan. Phantom time.
Oh, I was hoping that one wouldn't come up.
Phantom time.
I can
Phantom.
spin again.
Oh,
No, it's fine.
Oh,
No.
What's the other one?
I
That's
can't
unfair.
find it. Where is it?
No, you have to find it, Amy.
I know it's in here.
Good.
Lost,
Good.
lost time hypothesis, also known as phantom time.
Please
hypothesis.
remove the wheel.
Oh,
The wheel of destiny.
I will admit here,
The
this
Wheel of
is something
Conspiracy.
Oh, the wheel of conspiracy.
This is something I've only just learnt about today, and it seems quite complicated in
Oh,
some ways.
Good. I hope you really understand it.
Great.
I got a
This could
good.
only
The amount
go
of
well.
paper you use there.
That's a lot. That's a lot of paper for that
Yeah,
one theory.
I've got a good understanding, I think.
Go for it.
It's quite a popular one though. As I was trying to like look up, because this one came up time and time and time again, ironically. So the theory is it came about in the early 90s, by a
same
German
time as me.
author, and I think his name is Herbert Illig.
Good
Sorry
name.
for the pronunciation there.
Oh, great.
He suggested that actually about 297 years of history never actually happened, and that certain individuals, like the Holy Roman Emperor Otto III, Pope Sylvester II, and maybe even the Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII, they colluded together to fabricate records so that they could all come into power on the year 1000. So they were like, let's just jump to this year.
What
so
was this
that...
guy smoking?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was
Well-
like, what was he smoking and can I
What
get
did
some?
the Romans ever do for us? Oh, a conspiracy.
This man just got rid of 276 years just of existence.
So
This isn't the actual Romans here, the Holy Roman Empire. This is
Rome, Italia.
not quite. No, they had quite a lot of land over Germany and France.
So when was this?
They say between the year was 614 AD. Which is
Oh,
after the Romans.
so
Ba-
the empire is completely dissolved, and it's
And
the
it started
fragments
up
left
afresh.
behind.
It started up
with
afresh, yeah.
with another ruler that claimed, and it was a lot of, was it Germany and going? It was basically from
Wunderbar.
Rome all the way up to past Germany, and basically to.
That sounds like it's really going to work.
Yeah.
It did for quite some time,
Well, they-
actually.
they
Yeah,
held
it was
it-
around
held
for
it
a
for that
few
time.
hundred years, yeah.
That's not long, in the grand scheme of things.
Well, then the thing is,
long time.
were they really in control for that long? If they're willing to get rid of a few hundred years so that they start ruling at a certain time.
Getting rid of a few.
Yeah,
hundred
it's
years.
crazy, isn't it?
I mean,
So-
it wouldn't surprise me in some way.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
thinking of leaders
I
nowadays.
need a meme button to press and just shout where it says bollocks every time you talk sometimes. Bollocks!
Um,
So there is a little bit of evidence to support
A
this.
little bit. What evidence?
Smidges.
That shows my personal viewpoint coming in. Now. I'll try and reduce that.
question. When you say get rid of 200 years, is are we talking basically put in false lines of succession to make your family name look like you've always kind of been in power? Is that
They
the
were.
case?
I think it was that they were scheduled to be in power next.
Okay.
But they wanted a certain year to be in power. They were like,
Oh.
"Wouldn't it be cool if we were all in power at the year 1000?"
Really?
So
Ah, no,
You know what? Let's
no,
make
I
it
can see that.
happen.
I
The
can see that.
turn of the millennium.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you were-
exactly.
I mean, everyone went crazy.
Yeah.
When it came to the turn of
I was,
2000.
you know what? I love recalling this memory because I was so bored, so bored because it was like, yeah, everyone's partying, yeah, and I'm just sat watching the telly like, so why would I care about
Because
this?
they survived.
Put back on the TV, Dotteroo.
I was.
But the
I was too
computers
young
might
for
not have
that.
managed turning
That is
from
true.
1999 to 2000.
But
Scary.
They were
They
panicking
would've.
about that.
But obviously, that's not really what they were worrying about here. It was. I'm not entirely sure of the.
Was the cult called Biggest
Reasoning?
Dickus?
No, it seems. I don't know. It just seems more like. It was a symbolic year for them, and they thought, it like we think about leaders nowadays. Would they
try not to.
change? Would they change the calendars to suit their needs?
They'd change the whole internet if they could.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
why
No, I
wouldn't
can't
people
see
do
that
that in
modern-
history as well?
Fake news.
So there's
That's
a
never
little
been
bit.
said once.
No.
Other bits of evidence include there was lots of missing evidence in terms of paperwork and whatever else. Partially due to the actions of these different empires, but we'll skip over that. You also have there is actually, if you scroll back to a certain year in your phone calendar,
Yeah.
there's a gap between it just jumps from one date to another because of the way the calendars were introduced. The Gregorian calendar was introduced, and to make it work in terms of all the astrology and everything as well, they just are like, well, we'll just miss out 10 days. It's fine. Who cares?
That's the same as a leap year, though, right?
Kind of, yeah, but just
Yeah.
10 leap years in one. So there is evidence of that happening in a smaller scale. So someone's like, well, why not on a bigger scale? But
I think someone might have noticed.
yeah, Illig also, he goes into this thing that certain figures that we think about in history were not real. Like, I don't know much about this figure, but Charlemagne, we all heard of him, apparently wasn't real.
I didn't know him, so clearly not.
Oh.
I don't know much, but the point is that like historical figures were made up as well,
Huh.
and it's sort of like
Well, did they make up like conquests and things? and
yeah, sort of like
trying to recreate Alexander the Great.
yeah. Where would you stop? What's real and what's not?
Well,
if you could
I
make
mean,
it work.
it would have always been very hard to kind of prove to be incorrect, because if you had an empire that was that big, that spanned across that many countries and potentially continents, information. No one has access to information. You don't know what's happening on the Eastern Front versus what's happening on the Western Front.
Well, it all happens on horseback.
Yeah, but
I know what happens with those because I pick up BBC Radio Yugoslavia on this bloody thing.
I love how we're
fronts,
all
get-
collectively just ignoring him while he's
yeah, I
messing
know.
around with that thing in the corner.
I was
just
like,
trying to bring a little bit of
If we
chaos.
don't talk about
This
it,
is chaos enough. Come on.
We've got two people trying to hold it together. It's not fair. James, you need to up your game here, man. Normally we push Greshan over the edge.
Oh, bless me. You can't handle it.
I'm just
today.
waiting for the.
So funny you should
Perfect
say
moment.
that. So what historians have done is to try and disprove this theory. They have gone to these different areas that were not mentioned in Illig's theory. For example, the Islamic world, India, China, and sort of gone, right, well, there's records there, and there's lots going on in history there, and lots of archaeological evidence, carbon dating, all around those areas.
Dragons.
So they're sort of thinking, the historians are sort of going, well, how come the rest of the world's carrying on like normal and this area is not? That doesn't make sense. So, but the thing is, again, it goes back to this idea we were saying with Shakespeare, isn't it? We can't know for certain because,
On the
records are
plus
destroyed
side,
all the time.
it doesn't really affect modern world at all because we had to learn about it in GCSE
no,
English.
No,
True.
but at the same time, if you are
We've got 1 or 2 years
an
missing.
archaeologist or historian, that messes with your world.
Where-
Especially if you are specifically looking in that kind of era and you're just like, crap, half of this could genuinely just be all incorrect.
What it means is 2012 was a bit early.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We have another
of
200
course.
years.
Yeah.
Oh dear,
There you
yeah. It is going that way. So, well, you're right. As a historian, I'm reading this, and it's sort of I really struggled to come to terms with it. So I'm thinking, just no.
Yeah.
But then that's the point of conspiracy theories, I guess, is that there's always someone going, yeah, but what if? And then you got to sit there and go, I guess it could, but oh yeah.
Were they trying to hide
Anyway.
the fact that aliens landed on Earth?
No, stop
Oh.
it, you.
Can we have a vote of everyone that thinks this one's bollocks, though? It's like-
I mean, a historian in me.
Yeah,
Bing, bing, bing.
Thank you, because I feel like otherwise we're going to never move on.
But
There
what
was so
if,
much
Luke?
to
What
sort of go.
if?
No.
So
What
do you
if?
mean we're going to go through more theories because we're blasting through these?
No, I was gonna say I'd be down to go into that more, but I feel like it'll just be just lots of source hunting,
Well,
basically.
if this goes
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
on the internet,
On the net.
on the net,
On the
I
internet.
don't
do
have
an
too many.
episode.
I don't have too many people correcting me on like.
Well, that's
certain
because
people.
the
I've only
good
got
thing is
two
you
sources
can't
here.
correct you because
Because
it's
you
all
are the
bollocks.
expert.
That was two very different
Yeah.
answers.
My
So
brain
what
just
did
like
you
mixed
say?
messages
I
here.
said it's all bollocks, so
Oh, I
you
said
can't
you're
get
the
it wrong.
expert.
She's
On
the
that
expert on
note-
bollocks.
Yeah, I thought you were going to take me out with that, but on that note. Right, it's James's turn. Don't move it away from him. What's it?
Alien pyramids.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yes.
Love that one.
Yes, this one's
Yes.
right.
Okay, right. This is gonna be a long one, guys.
This is 100% right.
You know what? This could be the
I've
episode,
got
boys.
the hats. I've got the hats.
This
I'm
could
ready.
be the episode.
Did aliens build the
Yes.
ancient
Yes,
Egyptian
100%.
pyramids?
Move on.
There is before we even get into, there's just very little you can do to just convince me that you're telling me we moved that many blocks with that much precision with what?
Wait,
with-
are you
with-
saying
with
that
just
you
a
might
bunch
believe
of-
this one?
With just a bunch of logs.
Because I
How do they
honestly
use
believe
drums?
that. I
What?
think it's just... We're engineers.
Well,
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do things like that now.
So
They used the drum beat to make the stone levitate.
it's and the thing is
That's actually another theory.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
So okay. Once again, this is us being engineers and absolute nerds. Got into it, and okay. So let's say bear in mind this is back in the time when slaves were free, human rights non-existent.
Yeah.
Fantastic, perfect. So you got hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of slaves. Fantastic, great. And you're working across lifespans because this is back in the time when people were happy to kind of start a project knowing that they'll never see it.
It's like working at Rolls Royce.
Cool. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, you are right. They had a longer look at building
Yes.
development.
But
Real estate.
It was just looking at the size of the blocks that they were all, we're talking multiple tons, all from a quarry that was many miles away that had to be moved. Okay, great. Let's do the log theory. Cool, that works. But you go through a shitload of logs because eventually the logs do give out, and you just got to keep replenishing them.
And they're in the desert.
We're in the desert.
There's not many trees.
No, because then it was a lot
Oh,
greener.
there was more.
Yes.
The
the Nile was bigger.
actually was
Yeah.
big closer, and it actually flooded at
Yes.
periodic
I feel like
times.
I got
Okay.
sneeze coming in amongst all of this.
Oh, God.
Please hold.
No,
Sorry.
I don't.
Continue. The other thing
She's just having a
is
small exorcism.
they bless you.
Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
There we go.
Very,
There-
very Catholic of us.
There does come a certain point where, regardless of just how many people realistically you can throw at one of these blocks, you can't go above a certain angle. You can't pull this block that is this many tons.
Somebody actually did the
Yes,
calculations.
they did the
on
calculations. I think it's like 10 to 15 degrees, something like that.
that. Yeah, but the actual platform.
Yes, it had to be.
It was,
Yeah,
I can't remember how many.
The ramp that we needed to get a block halfway up would have to be so long, and there's no evidence of a ramp being made because the
Yeah.
ramp would have to be really strong, would have to be stone. That doesn't exist. Great.
I've never heard Greshan on this one.
Second one. Have any of you tried to build a pyramid
Yes,
No.
with cards.
with cards? Okay. So if you take bricks, just like take miniature bricks, try and build it. If you are a millimeter out on your base layer, by the time you get about halfway, you'd be completely out of whack. The pyramid was perfect all the way to the top. So you're telling me they got millimeter precision on each of those blocks all the way down there.
And it was 3 or 4 degrees, I think it was less than that, off the star constellations, the tunnels.
And each of the lines crossed perfect north, south, east, west.
Oh, the sphinxes.
No,
the Sphinx is different.
The pyramid. The Sphinx is a different one.
Yeah, because they were earlier as well.
The Sphinx
the pyramids
is
were a giant
entirely
compass.
different one, which I'm happy to jump into.
Okay.
The Sphinx was as older than the Ice Age. If you look at the erosion, that's
Yes.
Yeah.
the base of it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I love the pyramids theory because I just
I wouldn't have guessed.
I wouldn't have guessed that you were like, no, we couldn't have done this. Because what would have done it then, Greshan?
So no, like
Giants.
No,
Aliens.
I mean, fair enough. Throw out the alien concept. That's fine. I'm more open to the concept of lost knowledge. I'm more open to the concept of
Lost technology
with a civilization that got wiped out during a natural disaster, or some kind of plague, some kind of disease, whatever. And then, because after the Great Pyramids, you can tell there were pyramids that were made after them. They all somehow got worse.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
Also explain the fact that there's lots of other pyramids around the world.
Yes.
So does that mean there was a potentially a catastrophe that happened and they spread out?
Yeah.
And then over time, knowledge has just been lost.
I'm all for I was gonna say, like, generally everyone kind of goes with the alien concept, but
I'm with you for the lost knowledge because there's a few theories behind the pyramids.
Yeah.
One is, I know I made the joke earlier about moving stones with sound, like drum beats, but there is, you can levitate things in sound waves.
Yes.
So they were saying that there's potentially something along those lines that, have we lost a specific drum beat or something someone mentioned that could actually help move them?
Would we have not found that by now, though?
Well, we don't. We might.
I think this needs to happen now. There we go.
Well, we kind of have. We can, on a localized level,
Okay.
we can actually levitate or make things lighter.
Okay.
And with enough power, you can actually do that a lot. And that leads me to the next theory about what the pyramids were. They were generators.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
As opposed to tombs, because there's actually very little evidence in some that there were tombs. They might have been robbed over time. We don't know.
Well, I'm just gonna throw one thing out there just to that does help you, which is Egyptians. What did they kind of mainly use to kind of depict their kind of story was hieroglyphics. Guess what? They did everything in hieroglyphics. They showed how they made certain things, how they coated certain idols, how they kind of discovered gold plating and things like that.
How much they liked cats.
How much they love cats. Yeah, exactly. Nowhere did they mention the construction of these pyramids.
True.
Nowhere.
And building on that then, because the Nile was actually closer to the pyramids, and it was made up of, I can't remember exactly what it is, but you know the case, I think it was granite.
Over the top of the pyramid. Yeah,
actually
and there was a thing at the
it was
top,
shiny.
wasn't there?
It was supposed to be a gold.
Yeah, there was
completely
a tip to it.
cased in, I want to say limestone, and then it was gold top.
But the fact that the water running through it, they don't know exactly, but it actually reacts and could actually create to be a generator as such. And there's other ways that they made. Some of the theories are a bit mad. Like they actually, the reason why they got those tunnels or the tubes that lead out to pointing at different star constellations is they actually use them to separate hydrogen from the water using electrolysis to then create flames. So it was like the everlasting flame, and that's of the.
That's a lot of effort for such a thing.
But they're saying that one of the other things is if we just ceased to exist as in a species, or we forgot what we were doing, what would be left of our technology? There wouldn't be much left of our technology in a couple thousand years.
Most of our structures won't last lifespans.
What we will have is stone.
Yes.
We'll have foundations of houses.
Yeah.
But it's also worth saying what we class as the ancient Egyptians, the pyramids, were ancient to them.
Yeah, Cleopatra, she was born was living closer to the moon landings than to the building of the pyramids.
Yeah.
Just the brain just.
Do you want to hear the Mad Hat theory then?
Oh, do you want to get your hat on?
Oh yeah.
Come back. Thank you.
What's?
I'm ready. Aliens. No, not aliens. So, all of the gods that they symbolize are all animalistic in design, and they're recorded on the walls. No one's ever written or descripted anything which states that they didn't exist.
Wait. Who?
The Egyptians.
Okay.
So all of their gods were animalistic.
Cool.
You've got the jackal. You've got the.
Is it Horus with the bird falcon?
Owl, yeah, Horus. Various
the Eye of Horus and the Eye of Ra, which is the opposite of each other. Because
so,
in theory it goes to the
if the pyramids are older than the human Egyptians that we have records of, is there a reason that those creatures did exist? They're the ones that built the pyramids around the world. So you've got the jackal was the sand one. You've got the Horus could be the one from the forests because it's a bird-like creature. Well, so you could have there was a race before, and maybe their technology did develop to the point that they did leave.
I was gonna say, where's the evidence of them?
You want to look at the Anunnaki. That's a story in itself.
Yeah.
Because you might be right because if you look at the Mayan, they're animals, basically.
Yeah.
Animal heads. So yeah, there's
a weird amount of pictorial evidence produced by the people of ancient Egypt and ancient civilizations of creatures that weren't from the area they lived in.
Yes.
Well, you could also
which doesn't make sense
because if you look, we don't actually know what. Going back to the Sphinx, actually, we don't know what the original carving of that head was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's pretty much been confirmed that the Sphinx was definitely recarved. So everyone kind of clocked that the moment they saw the Sphinx, the head seemed way too small for the size of the body.
Yeah. Oh.
So the more they looked at it, they've theorized that it was actually probably
it's probably Anubis.
Probably Anubis but it's just over time the face would have kind of gotten damaged and kind of worn away, and the Egyptians would have kind of gone back,
which would link to the fact that Anubis was the god shown quite often in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs.
The god of death. I think it's death in the underworld.
Yeah.
But then,
what does death and underworld make you think of? Dead land, deserts.
Yeah.
It could just be a weird translation there.
The other one I was going to throw in there with the Sphinx, which is quite interesting. That actually, same thing with what's called the pyramids. When it comes to carbon dating, you can't carbon date the actual stones that were used to make the pyramid. You carbon date the stuff that's in between the stones.
Right.
So what they're carbon dating the stuff that's settled in between. So they know that it's at least that old. Yeah. It could be older. They don't know how old it is.
And if you look at the water erosion around there, the actual line, it does state it does look to be older.
The Sphinx is crazy because they continue digging it out, and only now they've actually started to see just what level of kind of erosion there really was. And the last time water levels were that high in Egypt, this is according to ice cores kind of drilled in the Atlantic, was just so much further away.
It was before they say before the previous ice age.
Yes, before the previous ice age, when there was a monumental flood.
Yeah.
Now, that could be the flood that took out this civilization.
The flood it's documented.
Yes,
all over the
massively.
world.
Yeah.
admittedly, civilization was very close to the sea.
Yeah.
So it could just be some meteorite hit, and that's what
Sea levels rose.
floods, but
Yeah.
it could also be what everyone else, what the religions have been saying. That's another theory in itself.
Can we do a quick diversion as well and just say the pop culture around these theories is brilliant as well, because you've got the Indiana Jones recent game where you've got the giants in it who have like tombs and areas underneath the pyramids. Warhammer itself, the Aztec pyramids, they say it was built by the old ones, which are these lizard men before humanity. There's like, it's quite interesting how like everyone's imaginations go wild on these things.
Yeah.
And as shown from even Greshan today, going, no, we didn't make those.
That's the thing. I'm not saying we didn't make. I'm just saying we get it so wrong by saying the Egyptians made it, because they just couldn't have, because their knowledge just seems to deteriorate on pyramids so rapidly.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's just the more we uncover kind of using technology, it makes no sense. It's like, why is it when you enter the pyramid, there's just no hieroglyphics apart from kind of...
on the way to tombs,
on the way to the
basically,
tombs.
which mostly weren't in pyramids anyway.
Yes.
They're mostly separate and not built
Well,
as
there's
well.
the Valley of the Kings.
Yeah.
And then why, why is there no mention of it in any of the hieroglyphs that we've seen? The other crazy one is they uncovered one of the quarries recently when they found this giant obelisk, which there are plenty in Egypt that have gone up, and they're just a ridiculous. We're talking stupid tonnage, and it all needs to be carved lying down in one piece and then lifted. And basically, you could see they'd been carving it out, and then there was a massive crack, so they had to give up on it. And you're going through it, and you've got archaeologists being like, "Oh, you could take a bit of stone and just kind of whack it, just for many, many years, and you'll eventually start, breaking it up." But it's like you're talking perfect. It's perfect square edges. But once they actually uncovered more and actually dug into it, you could see a repeated scooping effect all the way along one of the edges. So it's just like, what's that? What is that? How did they do that? And nobody's really got an answer. So I don't know. I absolutely love, I love everything about it, but it's a shame that there's so much secrecy when it comes to the pyramids. So the Egyptians control access to just the pyramids in general.
Well, that's another thing. The guy who actually, I forget his name, he basically was selling stories to the press, and he purposely kept it secret. I think there was something in the news about him a while ago. He might have been selling antiquities.
The real life magi.
He made sure it was like, I think he tried to keep the mystery, and he stopped certain people from digging in there, and just to try and keep it. We don't know why yet.
It's annoying. I'm too much of a. I suppose all of us are the same. We're too curious as engineers. I feel like you have to be, to kind of look at a bit of tech and be like, how the hell have they done that? I want to know how they've done it. But I'm the same with just anything historical. Like I'm like so with the Chinese and their first emperor's tomb, they refused to open it because there's lots of stories of rivers of mercury going through it, and they've tested the ground around it, and the mercury content is a little bit high. But they're like, no, it's fine. We'll open it at some point, 1,000 years in the future. I'm like, nah, open it now.
I need to know.
Fucking crack that door open. I want to know what's in there.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd get a few volunteers
100%.
in the right equipment going.
100%. Yeah, no. I'm just too curious. All right.
Right, we should do another one.
I was going to say we should move on, otherwers I could talk about
But
forever.
so do we all agree that it couldn't have been people that did that then?
No,
in ancient Egypt.
I'm not saying people. I'm definitely saying people did it.
It's not that's been lost.
Not the Egyptians. Not the people that we currently say did it.
So you're saying who we assume the Egyptians were, that level of knowledge and of engineering and technology, didn't do it.
No,
Chronological wise, you're just saying it wasn't humanity; it was a previous species. Then
No,
it could
Because
be
it'll be-
humanity.
it could still be
because-
humanity. We
It's
just
just
have
a
lost. We just have
civilization.
lost ages of humanity, right? You have like lost.
It's a
It
civilization.
It's a
all
lost
started
civilization.
with
It
the
could be humans.
Atlanteans.
Pre-ice
Yeah.
age,
No,
pre-ice
it-
age
it's
is
a
pre-Homo
lost-
sapien.
I think it was.
Lost civilization,
I
right?
think it was a human civilization that had that just of knowledge has been lost over time.
All right.
Well, we.
Well, we were.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
I'm so glad I prepared a lot of work there. I just did not. I just asked the question and that was it. And let you go.
I was going to say,
Sorry.
out of
That's
interest,
fine.
out of interest, what did you want to point out from that before
There
we
wasn't.
went crazy?
No, what you said covered it, and actually probably in better detail than I could have covered it. A lot of historians are actually arguing for humans doing it
Yeah.
rather than aliens.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the two
it's-
arguing bits in the bits I found.
It's
Don't
just-
forget, I've only
yeah.
got two sources, so
I don't think
there's a lot more to it.
I wouldn't say it was aliens anyway. The only way I would say it might be a race that have died out
Yeah.
or left. Doesn't make them aliens technically,
No.
because they're technically from Earth, right? So
It's definitely lost knowledge because
Yeah.
we don't know half
Yeah.
of this.
yeah,
There's too much. There's too much things out there saying that, for instance, like the Atlanteans, they were far more advanced than we give them credit for.
Yes.
yeah.
Right then.
No.
And on that note,
Do I get to spin now?
Yeah, go on.
if you have
Yeah,
to,
you can.
go on.
Yay!
You spin your own demise.
Phantom time.
What's that? He can't read. Why are we asking these two to
You
read?
I know, I know.
I-
Tutankhamun.
Oh,
Tooth-
there we go.
Back to love it.
Back to ancient Egypt we
Yeah.
go.
Okay,
Right,
so
let's get rid of it.
I'm not gonna bother. I'll
you
just
go.
let you guys do it. There we go.
Bonk.
Bonk right there.
Did Tutankhamun's tomb have a curse on it?
Yes. Ooh. I'm actually not too clued up on this. Sounds like it's all you,
he's
bro.
getting going, he's
No.
fidgeting.
Not
I-
a curse.
the-
but
No curse?
Other stuff.
Well, that's before we
Well,
start.
yeah, you do
do we
that,
think
but- yeah.
curse or no curse? You're saying no curse.
I'm saying no curse, but very well engineered traps.
Okay.
I'm saying no curse.
I am saying no curse, but then I've got a bit more knowledge behind it because of this, and you're just like
I'm saying no curse.
you're
Nice.
vibrating.
He
like-
sounds way too confident.
So, it's so good.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
interesting.
The Tutankhamun
Although-
stuff when it was in the UK when I was a kid. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I having a look into it when like hearing about it odd bits, you know, and hearing about it in media and whatever else, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see why people think. Now I'm looking at the evidence, I'm sort of like, why on earth do people think that? But at the
Dumbass.
same time, we don't know, do we?
What was the curse?
That's why it's a
again?
conspiracy. So
God.
the tomb was opened by Howard Carter in 1922,
Yep.
and there's photos of him him and his team finding it, and the handles had been like tied together with rope and things like that. So they opened it anyway because you know white people.
Because the British Empire, we can go anywhere and take anything we bloody
But-
want.
Well, no, just
What,
like
what?
just like anybody who's curious, we want to fucking know what's in there.
Yeah, yeah,
We
true.
archive everything in the.
That thing belongs in a museum.
Yeah,
A
our
British
museum and not
museum.
the
A
place
British
where it comes
museum.
from.
And not
yeah.
just any
Oh.
museum.
So the thing that kicked off this fear of there being a curse is that Lord, I want to say his name right, Carnarvon. I think that's right, Carnarvon. I
think it
don't
is
know.
Lord Caravan.
Lord Caravan. So he died in 1923, relatively shortly after, within like a few months, because it was late 1922. So within a few months, he died. He died of an infected mosquito bite,
Nice.
which led to then blood poisoning. And given the symptoms of blood poisoning, I'm not too ins and outs. I can see why people, if they don't have a huge understanding, I'm not saying people at this time didn't understand what blood poisoning was, but people who don't necessarily understand what blood poisoning is could look at that, and with all the mysticism of opening a tomb from Egypt, looking at it together, sort of went, oh, that looks a bit spooky.
Just
So-
a wee
Putting it lightly.
just a wee bit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of it's mostly media frenzy going on, saying that there's this curse because look, this really important person, ironically, this really important white person, so that's why we care about it.
He was British, that's why.
Yeah.
Long live the Empire.
But then there were also people who had quite significant names, quite well known. So you've got Marie Corelli, but also Arthur Conan Doyle.
Oh yeah.
They
Sherlock
both
Conan
led into, believed this.
Sherlock Holmes.
What are you doing?
Mary Carey.
No,
Was it-
not
Not
Mary.
Curie.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, very cute.
Corelli.
I was very
Corelli.
Okay.
Different.
Arthur Conan Doyle. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes.
I mean, if she was involved, I would understand a bit more why people thought there was a curse because radioactive.
Died of
and everything.
radiation.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But by the by, these two people thought that there could be this idea of like vengeful spirits or they say evil elemental forces at work. Quite fanciful.
Nah.
Silly sausages.
Now, there were other people that died as well. I don't have a full list of who they were, but
That's from some traps, wasn't it?
6 of the people present at the tomb opening died within a decade.
Yeah. not
However,
surprised.
there were 26 in total, so that means 20 people didn't die. So you're sort of going, right, well, the odds on then. If it was the other way around, 20 people died in a decade, then yeah, there's probably something going on there. But
Yeah.
I don't know the ins and outs of these other 6.
What was the decade it was opened in then?
1922.
So
So
they
within
died
10
in the Great
years.
War.
No,
Or just before, right?
before, so it didn't add up. Yeah,
Oh, so it doesn't add up to the war. Because I thought, they
No.
could just be died in wartime.
yeah, that does answer a lot of questions around that time. But this wasn't it. So Carter himself lived until 1939. 1939. At
He was
the
old
age of
already.
64. So, a lot of
pretty
people,
good
and that was
going.
natural
That's
causes.
good
That's
going.
very good
Some
going.
people say natural causes, so that could be anything. So
Old bastard syndrome.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
sure.
Yes.
So yeah, it's sort of one of those ones where you're going, right, I can see why people think it and still want to believe in it. The evidence for me is not quite there.
Sounds like a load of bollocks.
Bollocks. I don't know. It's just general. I mean, I suppose now what is a little bit more general knowledge of coming across a sealed cave,
Yes.
sealed, and basically anything sealed with stagnant air
Yeah.
that's been
Oh,
closed off for so long. People don't understand just how toxic it
Yeah.
is.
I only just learnt about this like not too long ago, and yeah, it's actually pretty scary.
It
thinking
is.
about it.
It's insane.
People can
so yeah,
hallucinate and
so
all
that's what
sorts
some
just
people-
from a whiff of
And then,
it.
well,
That's what some people thinking. Then maybe it was more so like this stagnant air. Maybe there's some weird mold in there or something.
I mean, also
What is-
you have to remember we're dealing with, if there were any pathogens, so bacteria, viruses, anything like that was from that era, we're talking it's so prehistoric.
Yeah.
Because that's how much time has passed. So the pathogens that we're dealing with are so far evolved and so
True.
different that our bodies can't handle that.
And whatever Tutankhamun died of as well, if that body was infected and then
Oh, yeah,
embalmed, if you then
just
unembalm it as
waiting.
well, you're
He
probably
was
gonna
just severely inbred.
Yes.
That's why he died.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if
But-
they
but they didn't necessarily
they
know
didn't
that,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Which is why now there's such careful procedures taken whenever tombs or
Excavation.
sarcophaguses
Oh, yeah.
are
Do we
opened.
now rewind to the bit where Greshan was like, I don't care if there's mercury in there, let's get in that too.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
With the right equipment.
Open it with the right equipment. I'm going in there fully, hazmated up. Or actually, no. What I would do
Is this the one with the terracotta army
Yeah,
around
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
terracotta
Oh.
army. I'd get them all moved out. Move them out, and then get a big dozer in, fucking
Oh
knock
my
that fucking
days.
wall down. I'll be an archeologist nightmare.
Yeah.
Because
Let's keep you
I'm
away
like
from
I'm like
archaeological digs.
your little brush is taking too much time, bro.
No.
I've got a fucking jackhammer.
I'll tell you, you're a leaf blower.
Oh. Oh, that just hurts me a little bit.
Aggression versus the tomb. Who
Oh.
will win? Find out tonight.
Right. Do we
Just
now
turn up
let
in the tank.
James have his moment? Because he's
Yes,
stopped vibrating
yes.
now, so...
So you are actually on the right tracks, all of you,
Okay.
with what it was. You are right. It was sealed, very well sealed, and pathogens grew in there due to the air, and there was a lot of mold on the walls. And when they opened it, there was a massive rush of air going in, which then picked up all the mold.
Oh, just spread
and
it.
spores. And spread it, and that is why the people who got the most ill were the people who actually opened it. Were the few people that were closest, as well as the reason why it was a curse was because it was written in the hieroglyphics that I can't remember the exact wording. Pharaoh's Curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it was, if you nobody shall open this tomb.
Yeah.
I've
got it here. It says inscriptions warning tomb robbers of divine retribution.
But that was the reason. Tomb robbers.
These guys weren't necessarily tomb robbing. They were looking.
Well, they
No,
were.
no.
Just of the Empire.
But it was
True.
anything that would disturb the pharaoh's rest in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Is because that's the
Any kind of movement of a body when they've been embalmed is sacrilegious. It means that they could be ripped from the afterlife.
It's just massively disrespectful.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's just hugely disrespectful. You've
that's why
been
they
put
had
to
all
rest
that
there.
gold and everything because that was to help them in the afterlife.
They help them pay for the ferry, basically, across.
It was to pay across and also to make sure he had a good afterlife.
Yeah.
But the whole reason behind it was the traps and all that actually came later in fiction. There were some traps, i.e. some drops and things like that, but there was nothing that it might have just been caving or something like that.
Like a pressure plate and a giant ball running.
All that came from pop culture.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
I was going to say that there wouldn't have been, like bridges over rivers of alligators. And if there were...
I'm definitely expecting like a trap where it's a hole with a load of spikes.
Yeah, I can see that.
But they didn't actually trap. No. They didn't actually do that because their tombs were so elaborate. They didn't want anything, and by sealing them, they thought they were fine.
Yeah.
But that's where you got the grave robbers and things like that. So what they would have to do is then redo the entire process. If the pharaoh was found, or they make sure the people who did it got caught and then were
executed.
Were given to the pharaoh in his new home. And the whole thing about it was, and what made Tutankhamun so popular at the time, and the reason why it generated so much of buzz, was because it was untouched. No grave robbers got there.
Yeah.
So that is why it picked up so well, because during the war there was actually another tomb that was found, and it was called the Silver Pharaoh, and it was a tomb. It was at the end of the Nile, by I think it's the Nile Delta, where it goes into lots of small streams. The land is quite damp and barren. So they actually had there's another tomb that had equals amount as much of precious treasure, but it was a lot of silver. Hence why the Silver Pharaoh was there. But because it was in the war, it didn't get the same recognition as Tutankhamun.
Quite a lot going on at the same time.
Understandably, there was a lot going on. And they went on to the fact that there was 2 pharaohs at that time and things like that. But that is the only reason why Tutankhamun's got so big was because it was the first find of that actually had that amount of gold and wealth still there, because it was a time capsule in there where they all went. So it was actually because we only heard of rumours and stories and tradition
of what was in there.
Because all of the grave robbers just took everything.
Yeah, Victorians were wild when it came to mummies as well. They used to do like mummy unwrapping parties and
mummy unwrapping.
Yeah, they would just bring a mummy home and unwrap him in front of everyone.
And that is where a lot of the curses came from, because of, like you said,
the pathogens.
We were. They've evolved
people,
so far to not
Hey, I didn't do it.
my man dragged a fucking mummy into their house, and they're like, "Right, guys,
do you want to party?
Invite everyone round. We're gonna unwrap him like a present." Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Nowadays,
there's
if you did
worse.
that, it'd be called a home wrecker.
There's worse, Greshan. Sometimes they used to like crush some of the mummies down into dust and use it for medicines, or they would try and turn it into a paint pigment. It was, I think, it was called mummy brown.
Mummy brown.
I could be wrong, but
Sorry,
it's definitely
what shade is that on your wall there? Oh, it's mummy
It's
brown.
very rare.
It's very rare. Mummy
Why
brown.
is there some weird black mold growing
Oh, don't
there?
worry about it. It's mummy brown. This one specifically was Tutankhamun.
Fantastic.
Oh,
yeah. So
God.
that leads
Yeah.
into why it was so special that Carter found such an untouched tomb.
Because if it was just normal, if people would be like, "Oh, it's another
Yeah.
one. Have another party." But
Mm.
I think that it's the fact that his death mask was still there
Yeah.
is what gave it such a.
Which is, I mean,
Yeah.
the more gilded and like, well, it's the most gold and jeweled and all that. So that would have been the first thing to go. Yeah, no, I'm
We've talked about Egyptians a lot this episode.
I fucking love it. I love it.
Do we want to do another spin?
Yeah, we got time.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm telling you now, if money was no object, 100% I'd be a private archaeologist
Right.
or a
So,
treasure hunter.
I'm gonna
Oh,
do
you'd
lot-
be like the what's his face from Jurassic Park. He just turns up and like looks really cool with his cane, but pays for it all, and everyone does. the
Hammond.
job for him. Yeah, Hammond. You'd be Hammond.
I can imagine you dressed like that.
Yeah, that is definitely your
I
vibe.
could see myself, yeah.
Spare no expense.
Yeah.
Right, ready. Let's do big spin.
Oh my.
I was gonna say, how much time have we been going?
Oh, we done that one.
How many conspiracies are there?
14.
I'm gonna
14.
move
How
on
many
to
have we
the
done?
next one because
Oh, executive producing.
well, it's halfway.
It
I can't read Ruanu.
Roanoke.
Oh,
Yes!
somebody else is
Okay,
having
she's
that.
Happy about that one.
Just get this out of the way.
I was gonna say, how long have we been going for?
Only an hour.
How many have we done?
3, 4.
This is the fourth. I
There's
think?
14.
No. We
Yeah,
did,
yeah, we did have to do them
one
all.
each. This is our fifth one.
No, mate. Part 2.
Part 2.
Part 2.
I mean, you could do part 2.
I've even got a picture for this one,
Oh!
but I won't cover it. It's just for me.
Pictures speak
Okay.
louder than words.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, it was very
graphics.
much of
Oh,
like,
that's-
do I try and type that or do I just copy that across?
So,
Picture.
tell us about this.
Roanoke, the lost colony of Roanoke. Where the fuck did they go? We still
Where's-
don't really know.
Where
Where-
did they come from?
What? Where did
Where
they
did
go?
they go?
Where they come from? Can't I, Joel?
So it was 1587. So Elizabeth I era. And there was a man
They were
called...
all Shakespeare. There we go. Done.
Done. See.
Sailed it.
Right.
Right, next one.
John White. He led a group of 100 English settlers, and they were like, right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go and get settled over in America. It was the first colony attempt.
They
Colonization
ate each
attempt.
other, didn't they?
Well, hang on. So,
Patience.
it was called. They chose Roanoke Island, which is now in North Carolina sort of area. However, White had to leave his family because he had, I believe it was his daughter that was the first English child born over in the New World. This name's excellent. Virginia Dare. What a name.
Virginia Dare.
Yeah, but so he had to leave them behind because they got settled and then went, oh, we need a few more supplies. But the problem is moving back and forth across from America to England took years at a time.
Yeah.
So he went back, got his supplies, but he was delayed because there was this war with Spain going on over in that area, and he's like, oh yeah, no, I'll be plundered, so let's just wait. So it was about 3 years or so that he was gone. He came back to find no one there. They'd all gone. And all that was left was a word, Croatoan, was carved into a post. And CRO was carved on a tree. And that's it. And so we were going, where does this group of 100 people go? There was no signs of a struggle, according to him. No bodies, no evidence that people had been buried. So
After 3 years, I wouldn't expect a body if they had animals around.
Well, I don't know, because if people died and be buried, like...
They
But
wouldn't
they're
bury
saying
them if the Native Americans decided to
Well,
take
hang
them
on.
out.
So, White
nice
believed
chat.
there was
Yeah.
apparently an island called Croatoan Island, so that kind of links up a bit. But he couldn't get there. He couldn't get
What?
to see whether they went there or not.
Huh?
So this mystery, he had to just go back to England and go. I've
Whoa,
lost.
whoa,
I've
whoa,
lost.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
I've
whoa,
lost 99
whoa,
people.
Whoa! Hold on a minute. My man got on a ship, fucking went all the way.
After 3 years.
After 3 years, goes over. Oh well, must be gone now.
Does this sound like a very elaborate
There's this
plot?
island over there I could investigate, or I could just make the 3-year trip back to the UK.
Oh, but there's a tree. There's a tree that's got some words written on it.
No.
That is a bit pathetic.
No,
So-
there's bollocks.
There's a few different
Bollocks.
theories as to what happened to this group of people.
Was
Did
it?
they
I
write?
don't know. What a shame. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife
Yeah,
and
maybe
child.
he had
Oh,
a new
well, I'll go
family
back
back
to
in
my
England
mistress.
in that time.
No,
and went,
no. I know exactly where they've gone. They're all fucking in Queen Elizabeth's house, fucking Roanoke and red on the
Ah.
Of course.
Yeah.
She was
that's it.
enjoying her bloody unwrapping parties. Unwrapping the Roanoke. It's like, yes, Roanoke and red, please. Yes, thank you very much.
Oh. Is that like an emigration unwrapping?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. What colour would you like your wall, ma'am? Roanoke and red, please. Yes, thank you very much.
So there's 4 main theories. They might have moved to Croatoan Island. They may have been attacked by people from Croatoan Islands, and so they're saying like we've been attacked, and this is who's done it. They may have gone to join another tribe and assimilated with the Native American tribe. It wasn't unheard of. Quite a few people at different times, different settlers, especially later in American history, did sometimes assimilate into American tribes. So, or they were simply killed by the Spanish. Spanish followed, saw the main guy left and went, let's get in and get these guys so that the English do not settle here. We want this land. Yeah.
Yes.
So the thing is, there's lots of excavations taking place in the area, and they did find evidence that there were actually people here at one point because there was pottery, tools, other items, and also there were things that were British or English at the time over in Croatoan Island. So they're sort of like, or maybe they did make it over there, but we don't know how far they got. There's,
And they haven't found evidence of anyone else.
No, apparently not. No, it says here, physical anthropology, DNA studies and physical anthropology remain inconclusive.
Okay, so they found nothing.
Yeah. So,
They all died of dysentery.
oh, and I've got plenty more evidence here in the table.
Oh, Jesus.
Ready for the... So, theory for evidence to support the relocation. So, in 1998, archaeologists on Croatoan Island found a gun, some English farthings, and a signet ring. That's
Cool.
evidence they were there at some point, because
A
how
chap
else?
swam over.
But the problem is, what if, people saying that's not, against the, just because those items were there doesn't mean the English people made it there. What if those had just been plundered from the English and brought over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conflict with local tribes. John Smith, who led the Jamestown colony in the early 17th century, was told by I apologise in advance for this pronunciation. I think it's a Powhatan, a native leader, that he had personally killed the colonists, the earlier colonists. So Jamestown was a successful colony that then kickstarted America. Right. When these people arrived to kickstart Jamestown, a leader of a nearby colony turned around and went, yeah, we know they were there and we killed them. But the thing is, the against evidence is, well, could he just be saying that to wig them out? And sort of going, don't get too comfortable here because we killed the last lot.
I doubt it, because they weren't really violent people unless provoked in the first place for a lot of the time.
And I don't think
It's
sarcasm.
That sounds like something the white people would make up.
True. Yeah, as
be
evidence,
honest.
reason to go against them.
Yeah.
And again, we go back to this idea that no bodies have been found. So if they were killed, where did the bodies go? And yes, there might have been animals to eat some of it, but
Cloth.
You would have still found bones somewhere.
odd bits.
Unless you just sailed them off to sea and set fire to them.
Maybe, but I don't know if that was.
Vikings ready to come back, did they?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if that's the practices of particularly the tribes that are in the area.
Wasn't it burnt on a fireplace, a bit like Vader did at the end of Jedi, which is what it's based on. Sorry, am I the only one that? Okay. Sure.
No, I know that. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking
I feel like
this
that
guy.
was
This
based
guy's
on-
comparing Native Americans
That was based
to the Jedi's.
on something
fair.
historical for a reason.
That's not a wrong comparison. Native Americans were pretty cool. So are the Jedi's. So
Yeah.
I'll let you off,
Jedi.
Jedi. Anyway, there is some evidence
stop.
to suggest that there was some integration because a Spanish traveller claims that he met 4 men from Roanoke, which with language barrier could mean Roanoke.
Yeah.
Living among the, and again, I apologise for the pronunciation, Iroquois tribe. There was also apparently sightings of English captives held by the Eno tribe. And the later colonists, Jamestown people, reported meeting Native Americans with grey eyes, fair skin, or blonde hair. So
Okay, so you just answered the question, basically, I think.
Well, that could explain some of them. But what's to say some of the people weren't, raped
Spanish.
and the babies were kept?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they were assimilated.
No. But if you mix all those together and you say one tribe killed them, another tribe took pity on them, took 4 in, and then the babies were looked after, I think you overall sum up the whole lot, right?
Okay. Now,
Went on a nice long
the final
walk.
one.
Yeah.
The final one is Spanish, which was one of England's biggest enemies at this point.
Yeah, and that's what most of these
Elizabeth
theories
I.
are about.
Elizabeth I mightily pissed off Philip II by turning him down. I mentioned this last time in my whole rant about Elizabeth I.
At the same time, though, they were using sail ships. What is the chances that they managed to land exactly the same area along a massive coastline?
Well-
no, I mean they found the message, didn't they?
They found the Spanish. Luke's saying.
Oh,
So the
Spanish.
Spanish found and destroyed 2 French colonies that had previously settled along that coast.
I mean,
So and apparently
It's the French.
it just says there is
it is
evidence.
French. It's fair.
Yeah, there's evidence that they were looking for the Roanoke colony. So let's be honest.
They saw the baguettes. And you're like, yes.
That's what they carved on.
And the croissant.
Is that what they carved the name in the baguette?
No, it's fine. They had a mime, along the beach, just being like, French over here.
Yeah, that's what happened to the English. They were like, get the French.
Yep.
No, the English would
I
have been targeted.
apologise to any French listeners,
Whoa.
if there are any.
Not anymore, there aren't.
Not anymore. They already tapped out what you said about framing the French with croissants on the last history episode.
So apparently there's evidence that the Spanish were looking for the Roanoke colony because if you were Philip II and you hated Elizabeth I, and this is after the Spanish Armada tried to invade England
Is
and
that because
failed.
Philip wanted to marry the Queen? Is that
Yeah,
what
so
I remember?
she'd pissed him off in many different ways. He tried to propose and she said no. He tried to invade, she said no.
How about
Nah,
no?
we're not doing that.
Just your 1,000 ships. Yeah.
So now she's trying to settle somewhere else, and he's already taken out 2 other colonies from another country. He's going, I'm gunning for that colony.
Oh my days.
But apparently, there is some evidence to show that the Spanish were still looking for the colony in 1600. So
Yeah.
they can't have found
Bit
the colony in
coastline.
1590 because they were still looking for it 10 years later.
Yeah.
Big coastline. We're talking very slow travel, lots of time, lots of shit can happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think 3 years? How many years?
3 years is a very long
3
time.
years to get back
then.
and 3 years to go there, was it?
It was
Or-
3 years between him leaving and coming back.
Oh, okay, so 3 years in total.
They're gonna get bored of waiting.
Also, not gonna lie, like 99 people is not that many.
Mm.
It really isn't many.
And if they were already worried about resources.
Yeah, and especially when you got Native American tribes that are like, God knows how close. 99 people.
I'd also say that it is common knowledge across the world, way beyond this, from ancient Egyptian times, once again bringing Egypt back into, that if you take bones and grind them down, you get bone meal for plants.
Mm.
So if they were attacked by somebody
Yes.
who are a resourceful
They
bunch,
were. The Native Americans were so
incredibly
resourceful.
resourceful,
They had to be.
why
Yeah.
waste?
They didn't ever.
So,
when
bone meal.
they attacked, like say, a buffalo, American bison, they
used
would only
everything.
do so if they
They took
needed to,
everything,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
took every single
Yeah.
item. So,
So-
if they killed a person, yeah, might not.
And it sounds like you've got
rabbits.
one tribe saying they probably killed them. Okay, cool. So they probably killed a load of them. They would have used all of the parts. You wouldn't find any bodies. The other
Yep.
ones were adopted because they must have felt pity for them. Because let's be honest, people hate people. If you have two groups
Yeah.
of people, whatever race they are, they're gonna have feuds.
I'm also I was gonna say I'm a supporter of supporter.
Supporter of eating humans.
No. Whoa. That's all you, bud. No.
That's how we
That's
get
white
rid of
people
world
shit.
hunger and overcrowding
can-
in prisons. You eat
I
the
can-
prisoners.
I can see,
Oh.
I can see them getting attacked by the tribe. I can also just, in 3 years, if resources got bad enough, surely you would approach any of your neighboring tribes and be like, please,
Yeah.
like we will
I don't
join
think they
you
stayed
guys.
there. I don't think they stayed where he left.
No,
And some people might have swam or tried to get a makeshift raft
Yeah.
what
over to
Crow
the
Town
island.
Mhm.
I don't, but I think the rest of them probably would have tried to just go further inland to see what there is.
yeah.
Or
Also, who the fuck would want to stay in a place called Roanoke Island?
I don't know. It sounds like a
Stupid.
bad idea, doesn't it?
Roanoke.
Roanoke, sorry, Croatoan
You
Island.
mixed the two.
Croatoan.
Maybe that's what it was. There was a third island.
We found it. We cracked it, guys. Wait, so did you say they've completely dug up that area and they found nothing?
Apparently so. I mean, I've only got 2 sources here, so there could be more
Other
sources to
than
go against
solid
that.
items.
In
And
another
a few
place.
solid items. And if some of them did survive and they just didn't pick those items up by accident, it's fully understandable that they kept all the other stuff and bartered it over in the various places that were started
It
up.
wouldn't surprise me if some people went over to the island. Oh, there's nothing much here. Dropped a coin or two by accident because
And a gun.
yeah.
Or that's where the tribe which attached them came from. They pulled them across.
Yeah.
4 of them escaped
Mm-hmm.
with the kids because the women were encumbered in skirts or other things were happening to them because of what happened in various times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's understandable
It
that
depends.
the blokes could probably easier escape than the women at that time with the kids. And maybe
Sometimes.
try and integrate with the tribe.
Yeah,
Well-
sometimes tribes did take more pity on the women and children. Though,
I
as
was
opposed
just
to
about
the
to say,
men, so,
more likely the tribes killed the men off, kept the women and the children.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
more
more
it's more
likely.
white people shit that did a lot of the.
But they said they met
raping
4
and
men.
pillaging. True. Yes.
So that's
4
why I'm
men.
putting the 4 men. I'm putting all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sources together to construct an argument.
True, but
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
great.
Now you just need to get your referencing in there, and then we're good to go.
Is that each of those sources are single sourced?
Yes.
Yeah, all of those sources are single sourced.
Sure.
So
Yes,
you're
we
4
need-
people single sourced.
I know,
certain
but-
people with grey eyes single sourced.
But if I use a bit from each individual source, I'm more likely that some of it's going to be right.
Yes.
And my work is done here because.
I think that's all we're going to have time for.
Well, what
For
ones
today.
did we get?
We need to rub them off, don't we?
So we could have
What's the
had
rubber?
Jack the Ripper,
No, it's fine. Part 2.
We'll do a part
Dancing
2.
Plague,
Part 2. Part 2.
John Wilkes Booth, Atlantis,
Oh, I'm down for
the
Atlantis.
Great
Fuck yeah.
Leper Conspiracy, Witches in Salem, the Illuminati,
I'm down. I'm here for that as well.
and 2 wild cards. So if the people want it, I'm happy to come back and pick up where we left off.
I'm hearing part 2.
I'm hearing part 2. We've got another one to do now.
Oh, okay. This is where it's at.
Part 2.
I get reeled in
This-
for one, and
let-
instead
let's
it's now
just-
like I'm here 4 hours later.
Let's just close this episode up.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Nerding Out, Geeking Out. I'm Luke.
I'm Greshan.
Oh, I'm Amy.
I'm James.
Maybe on the next time I'll make sure I say my name at the right time.
That would be good. Yeah. Practice makes perfect. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, and YouTube. Catching up slowly.
Also, new channel.
New channel. Make sure
We're going to keep pointing it out.
Make sure you subscribe to Nerding Out, Geeking Out on YouTube. And we also have an Instagram account if you want updates of when episodes drop on top.
And you can use those platforms to correct us if we got anything wrong.
Or make suggestions of stuff you'd like to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, they
there's
definitely
just-
correct us.
Oh, yeah. They're the
All the shorts
conspiracies
get
we
corrections.
didn't
Really?
talk
Yeah.
about.
Oh.
I was
know.
like,
Good. Do it.
I got the price wrong on one Warhammer item, and there was people
That's
saying it.
Warhammer.
That is Warhammer, though. That is the Warhammer community.
Yeah, true. And on that
Amazing.
note, good night.
Nice.
Peace.